The Giants offense woke up last night and snapped their 5-game losing streak. But now they have to deal with one of the brightest young stars in the game. Jose Fernandez has battled back from injury and still has electric stuff. Tonight, Fernandez poses a huge test for the Giants in Game 2 of the series next.
The homestand continues tonight. We're at AT Park as we get ready for Marlins Giants baseball. This is Game 2 of this 3-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, everything clicked last night. Starting pitching, hitting, the lineup looked great, and the Giants would like to duplicate that. Well, they're facing a guy that's pretty tough, young Jose Fernandez, but maybe the veteran Jake Peavy's got some stuff up his sleeve.
Well, Jake Peavy finally had a start in his last outing where he had a slider and he had late movement. That is his key, always going to be his key. And he's going to have to be good tonight because Jose Fernandez is the type of guy that can outstuff a hitter 3 at bats, and that's what he tries to do. You'll see one of the best fastball slider combinations in baseball. But he'll also be facing a rejuvenated lineup. Last night, the heart of the Giants lineup, Pence, Posey, Crawford, and Belt all had 2 hits apiece. They're going to need to stay hot against Fernandez, and this should be a very good game.
Should be a good game. 6 o'clock start, so the first couple of innings, pitchers could dominate. All right, when we come back, we will have the lineups, and we'll have the very first pitch of this game from the quarter of third king right after this.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Taste the Baconlicious Sourdough Bacon Ranch Combo only at Jack in the Box. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
All right, back here at AT Park, let's take a look at our game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The boardwalk is open. Visit beachboardwalk.com for park hours. 60 degrees, winds at 13 miles per hour, humidity 70%. and it is a breezy night. So getting ready to start right off the get-go. And the first pitch of the ball game to D. Gordon is a swing and a pop-up. Duffy over by the dugout. Duffy reaches in and he makes the catch. And that's how this game gets started. Let's take a look at the rest of the Marlins lineup. It goes like this. You saw Gordon, now Ozuna, Yelich, who had a big night last night. He had 3 doubles. Stanton, Bohr, and Dietrich, Echeverria, Mathis, and Fernandez.
Jake Peavy on the hill tonight for the Giants. This will be start number 4. Still looking for win number 1. His last outing, a good hard slider, and that was the difference in his first 2, and that'll be the key tonight. Peavy throws a high sidearm delivery. He'll get good sink on the fastball down around knees. Fade at the belt, which will run hard into a right-hander. Got a good hard slider to change up.
Crawford on the back end. He digs it out and throws. Got him. No, he did not. Belt did not hang on. So they're going to charge Belt with an error.
Ball hit right on the nose. It gives you an idea of how quick the hands are of Crawford. Plenty of time, straightens up. And Brandon Belt right now can't believe that he doesn't make this play. He just took his eye off the ball ever so slightly, and it cost him an error.
Here's Yelich. Note to all Little League coaches. Big leaguers do it.
Yeah, it happens. It's baseball. You can't explain it any other way. Certainly not with a big league first baseman with good hands. Belt is not a liability with the glove, never has been. Good first baseman.
So out of the stretch, Peavy back-to-back pitches away. It's 2 balls and no strikes.
Peavy in his 14th year at the big league level, 34 years of age, 6'1", 180-pounder, out of Catherine, Alabama. Lifetime against the Marlins 5-4, but with a 2.83 ERA. He's always pitched well against them.
And a strike.
Bonds, a hitting instructor for the Marlins, with Justin Bohr, the big first baseman.
They're lining up. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Runner goes. Posey's throw in the dirt. Crawford digs it out. Got him. Nice tag by Brandon Crawford.
Well, let's take a look at that defense playing behind Peavy tonight. Starting in the Giants outfield from left to right, it'll be Blanco, Span, and Pence, with Pagan getting a night off. Best arm in right field. Crawford and Duffy on the left side, Panic and Bell on the right side, and Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
So it's 3-1 to Yelich, and a walk. So Yelich will take first base with Stanton coming up.
Another nice example of great hands from Crawford. If you're going to miss as a catcher, miss low. 1 hopper, nice dig, and the ball there in plenty of time. So Peavy, a nice quick release, really gave Posey a nice opportunity to shoot him down. And Posey, who's always under the average, much faster than average, out of the stretch and down to second base. And the inning winds up being as it should be.
Stanton hitting .208. He's got 3 home runs. He's got 10 runs batted in. Took an 0 for 4 in the game last night. Swing. Behind the plate is Mark Carlson. Then it's Blakeney, Walcott, and Gorman from first to third.
And Carlson will call the strike zone in the rule book. You'll see some knee highs and you'll see some belts, but you're not going to see big corners, and it's a pretty consistent zone, a pretty good zone to throw to.
Overshift is on, and this is popped up to Belt. Belt doing the pop-up dance, and that'll end the inning. Giants are coming up. Span to lead it off. Bruce Bochy's lineup's going to look like. It'll be Span, Panic Duffy, and Buster Posey. Hitting fifth will be Brandon Belt. Then it's Hunter Pence and his 9-game hitting streak against the Marlins. Crawford, Blanco, and Peavy will round it out.
On the hill tonight for the Miami Marlins will be their prize right-hander, Jose Fernandez, 23 years of age. He's got 3+ years in the big leagues. And this is what he's done so far in 3 starts. 1-1 with a 3.78 ERA. Look at 27 strikeouts in 16 2/3. You're going to see some high velocity stuff, mid to high 90s with the fastball, and one of the better breaking balls in the game. He's also got a changeup that he'll throw at you a little bit. Just really high octane stuff.
So Denard Span is going to bat first. And the first pitch misses to Span, hitting .250. A home run, 11 driven in. And a called strike. Panic to follow. Span had a nice ball game last night. He went 2 for 2. He walked twice, so he was on base 4 times. Out of play, 1-2.
Let's look at the Marlins defensively behind Fernandez tonight, starting in their outfield from left to right. It'll be Yelich, Ozuna, and Stanton. Good arms in center and right field. Echeverria and Dietrich on the left side. Gordon and Bohr on the right side. Jeff Mathis will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Very high at 95, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And the 2-2 is outside and high, 3-2. He's got an easy motion, doesn't he?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it comes out of his hand so easily. He's a big guy, 6'3", 245.
Really thick legs.
A lot of power generated from those legs.
Oh, he got a piece of it. So Span strikes out.
All right, time now for our Nissan keys to the game, and that's simply gear up for Fernandez. And I think everybody's going to go up there looking hard stuff. You have to when a guy can throw 95 to 98 and put it where he wants. Number 2, the Peavy slider. It's always going to be a concern when Peavy goes out there. His last outing he had it, and so far tonight it looks like he's got it again. Those are our Nissan keys to the game.
Joe Panic hitting at 239, had a hit in 5 at bats. He had a big hit in the first inning last night. See 10 runs batted in. And lifetime against Fernandez, he's 2 for 3. On deck is Duffy. Out of play. 1-2.
I think too, Fernandez, he'll put you to sleep with a 91, 93 mile an hour fastball early in the count. He gets into a 2-strike. He'll reach back and try and vavoom you with 95 up. Change up at 87.
Ooh. And the 2-2 offering. And Panic out of play again.
Oftentimes the best fastball you see in the sequence is the one that comes late in the sequence in that 2-strike count. Because the difference between 91 and 95 is night and day. The difference between 95 and 98 is night and day. Different pitches.
And a base hit to left field. So Panic with a nice stroke the opposite way. And here's Matt Duffy, and it's Matt Duffy bobblehead night. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like him.
Well, he looks happy.
He does. He's happy because he's swinging the bat right now. He did go 0 for 4 in the game last night, but he had a sacrifice fly. Yep. Check it out. Get it back in the box. Perfect. And a base hit into center field. Panic will wisely stop at second, and Buster Posey's going to hit.
Now that's the first breaking ball that Fernandez is throwing tonight. And Matt Duffy did not show a lot of respect for it. A little slider, a little lazy slider out of the middle of the plate. And he's got a great breaking ball. This is just like the first one you throw, you're kind of seeing how it's working. And Matt Duffy jumped on it.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster went 2 for 4 last night, scored a couple of runs. He also walked. He's hitting at 273. And he doesn't waste any time, and that's driven foul the opposite way. And it's 0-1. 94 right out of the gate to Buster Posey. Giants had 14 hits last night. The Marlins had 8. Giants just really created a lot of opportunities. And a call strike. Oh, 2 with Belt on deck. Down low, 1-2.
Ideally, that's how you like to throw your first slider, in an 0-2 count, where you can just kind of throw it hard and aim it down below the strike zone and then adjust up. Barry Bonds. San Francisco batting leaders. He had 312. Posey had 310 in their career here at home.
Mathis with the block, 2-2. Buster's only faced Fernandez 2 times. He's 0 for 2. Giants hitters have not had many at bats against Fernandez lifetime at all. In another league, out for a year with Tommy John. Play again.
96, and I mean we see it a lot. First inning, a hard thrower like Fernandez is out there trying to establish his stuff, but when Posey gets in that batter's box for whatever reason, and it's usually because he represents the best hitter in the team, you're going to see the best velocity from that pitcher to that point. And 96, that was the best velocity fastball that Fernandez has thrown yet tonight.
Two-two pitch, 3-2. So he's gone from 0-2 to 3-2. There's Belt. Well, we'll see if Panic and Duffy take off 3-2. They do. Swinging a foul. And it remains 3 balls and 2 strikes.
96-mile-an-hour challenge, and that ball was up. But Bruce Bochy turning them loose. Not every manager would do that with a strikeout pitcher like Fernandez.
Runners go. Look out.
Whew. That was a great pitch, by the way. That guy can hit a fastball. And this is about as nasty a fastball as you're going to see on a 3-2. 96 with perfect location, and Posey did well just to fight that one off. Straight away in the outfield. And straight away in the infield. See Posey played that way a lot because he will use the whole field.
And another 3-2 pitch. Here it is. And Posey lines it into right field, a base hit. It's going to score 1. To third goes Duffy, 1-0 Giants. That time battle won by Posey.
And boy, he really has used the right side of the field in getting his swing back. Had a little cold spell, but doing a lot of this right here. Inside out, going the opposite way. He knew he was going to get a challenge. You can't walk a runner over to third base in less than 2 outs. And that's a good pitch right at the belt, even with high velocity behind it, and an easy score for Panic from second. Well, that's a bone crusher. That was the 9th pitch of that at bat.
Well, here's Belt. Take advantage of the first and third situation with just 1 out. Belt is at 273, and he rolls the first pitch foul. I believe it was off his foot.
Changeup.
Belt is 1 for 3 in his career against Fernandez, and in the game last night, Belt went 2 for 5.
I see more changeups from Fernandez against lefties and more sliders to righties.
Belt off the end of the bat, foul.
So back-to-back changeups and a quick 0-2. Belt versus the fastball hitting 333 against off speed hit 185. So in crunch time, you pretty much know what he's going to see. And this is a strikeout situation for Fernandez, and that's how he's going to go after it.
Out of play. There's the fastball.
Jeff Matheson, catcher for the Marlins, he wanted to elevate that pitch above the letters, and that was right down the strike zone. Just another little indicator that Fernandez isn't quite right with the feel of that fastball yet.
Belt drive to left. Yelich back. Yelich is going to make the catch on the track. Coming in to score is Duffy. The second goes Posey. Nice job. You can still hear old Frank Howard when he used to coach first base for the Brewers, and he'd be yelling, "Winning baseball, winning baseball." And that's winning baseball.
It's good baseball. And what the Giants know about Christian Yelich, the left fielder for the Marlins, is that he doesn't have a very strong arm. And as that fly ball took him back to the warning track, even a runner with average speed at best, like Posey, I mean, it's an easy take a second, but you have to anticipate it. And that's taking advantage of a weakness in your opposition.
So here's Pence. Pence at 246. And there's a breaking ball for a strike.
Plus a sac fly and a 2-strike count, especially a guy who's got strikeout stuff like Fernandez has. That's a great at bat for Brandon Belt.
If you see 2 straight changeups to open up the at bat and you fall behind 0-2, you're in a tough spot. 1 ball and 1 strike to the Giants right fielder Hunter Pence.
Next pitch going to be number 30.
Wow.
That's a lot of work in the first inning.
Remember, Span opened up the inning with a strikeout. Three straight singles for the Giants. Panic, Duffy, and Posey, and then a sacrifice fly. Swing, gonna miss. Got him, and that's going to end the inning. 2 strikeouts in the inning, but the Giants, in the middle of the 2 strikeouts, come up with 3 singles. Buster Posey's single knocked in a run, and then a sacrifice fly.
Congratulations to the San Jose Sharks. They beat the LA Kings to advance to the 2nd round of the Stanley Cup playoffs. And here is Captain Joe Pavelski. Thanks for coming out. And where else would you go but a Giants game to celebrate a big win, right? This is his son, Nathan.
Absolutely. It's our first day off. It's nice to relax with the family, come out to the Giants game. It was a good start here in the first inning, too. A couple of runs.
Give us just a little bit of preview of what fans can expect. It was a hard-fought series against the Kings, and you're going to either go up against Anaheim or Nashville. And when do you kind of start prepping for that?
Yeah, I think now that we're moving on, we'll get those a couple days rest, and we'll start watching these games, and we'll get a little bit more on Monday to see just kind of what we're going to want to do. But definitely take some good things away from the first series. It's always an exciting matchup against the Kings, and we've played them so much over the last few years. It's good to get one on them here.
We are all pulling for you. We're going to have one eye on you and one eye on the Giants and one eye on the Warriors. And we actually can do that, Dwayne and Mike, because we're parents and we have eyes in the back of our head. Right, Nathan? Who's your favorite Giant?
Buster Posey.
Buster Posey.
Oh, good one. Dwayne and Mike.
Yeah, we got to get Nathan a ball.
Well, his old man is hot. He had 5 goals during that first series, and what a tremendous first round for the Sharkies.
Can you tell that Joe's from Wisconsin?
Oh, don't you know?
That's a base hit to right field for Justin Bohr. So we'll get Amy if she's at this level, to pick up a baseball, and we'll get that baseball to Joe's son. Nathan, we'll get that ball for Nathan. The first hit for the Marlins comes to open up the second, and here's Derek Dietrich. So Peavy out of the stretch. He was out of the stretch a couple of hitters in the first inning. And this is tapped to Belt. Belt to Crawford. Crawford to Peavy, and Peavy does not get a return throw. And it's wise. If you're not going to get the guy, don't waste the throw.
Well, it's got to be perfect. It is the hardest double play to complete, simply because the pitcher's coming over and he doesn't have a lot of lateral movement left to right. But a nice feed here from Belt, and I don't think that Crawford ever got a great grip on the ball.
I agree.
Peavy over here, pretty of time. I mean, he did what he had to do.
Remember, Peavy can't see, so he's just feeling for the bag.
Well, I mean, it's true every time that he pitches. You look at Buster Posey's fingers, and it's almost like skeleton fingers with the game signs on the fingernails, and that's because Peavy doesn't see very well.
Stop. What's going on? Now they're going to take a look at this.
They're going to make sure that there was contact in the bag. No, there's no contact.
You know what?
That's not coming
It's
that's plenty of contact right there.
yeah. They're going to lose their challenge.
What are they challenging?
That Crawford was off the bag.
Well, watch this. Bang! I'd say he's on the bag right there.
Yeah, you know, I don't know. He's coming off. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. 0 for 1 in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Unless it's something else.
I'm digging deep here.
I'd like to see him show it on the scoreboard. And look at the skipper's as perplexed as we are.
I mean, they're checking with Chad Chopp and Sean Dunston at the Giants clubhouse, who reviews it.
All right.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Even if he didn't, he got it there. I mean, Bohr never got to the base.
Oh my goodness.
And that's why the skipper has kind of a perplexed
now
look.
they're showing it on the board. Okay, so there. And now the Marlins are out.
Well, someone's going to get chewed on.
Well, they should get chewed on.
The dugout or the clubhouse when the game's over.
So 1 out. Here's Echeverria. Echeverria is hitting right at 200. He's really a terrific defender. Went 0 for 3 last night. Foul off the backstop, and it's 0-1.
That's a nice tight little slider and perfect location. If you think back the first couple of starts that Peavy had, he was overamped in his first outing, which was the opening day start here. That opened up the home season for the Giants against the Dodgers. Then his next outing, he was in Coors Field, and he never really got his stuff working. His last outing, first game of this homestand against Arizona, he had good stuff, good location. He established the knee-high location.
Crawford shovels it to Panic. Panic on to Belt, and that'll end the inning. So the leadoff single wiped away, and the Giants are coming up.
is brought to you by AAA. Get a free Giants all-season blanket. Restrictions apply. Go to AAA.com/Giants or to a AAA branch for details.
Giants with a 2-0 lead as Brandon Crawford stands in. And Crawford is going to rip one to right, but Stanton barely has to move.
All right, Friday, May 6th is the annual Metallica night at AT Park, and members of the band are going to kick off the evening by performing the national anthem, as well as participating in other in-game activities. Your special package will include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies and a collector's edition Metallica-themed Giants desktop collectible. So go to sfgiants.com/special events. Check it out.
Here's Gregor Blanco. Hey, Gregor's got a lifetime home run off of Jose Fernandez. There aren't many people that can say that. And right now he finds himself in the hole, 0-2. Jake Peavy on deck. High and wide, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Dodgers and Rockies are playing right now. They're in the 5th inning. LA leading 3-0. This was the home run that we're talking about. It happened on July 2nd of last year. Boom.
No cheap either. Second decker.
1-2. And he stays alive. I'll tell you what, Gregor Blanco doesn't get any cheap starts, does he?
Well, let's review. He gets Kershaw, Greinke, and Fernandez. How are we doing? And you know what? He's doing good.
He doesn't care.
He does not care. Which is one big reason why we like the guy so much.
A line drive to left, so 2 line drives and 2 outs. And that'll bring up Peavy. Peavy is 2 for 3 on the season. And strike. How's a guy go 2 for 3 and he can't see?
What's a great question?
It's a good hit.
It hits by sound.
Breaks his bat, kicks off the mound. Echeverria on to first, side retired. 2 line drives and a broken bat, and we'll head to the 3rd. Giants leading 2-0.
on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com.
Padres are in town starting Monday night. Monday and Tuesday are night games at 7:15, and then day baseball on Wednesday the 27th. That's a 12:45 start. There are tickets available, and you'll see 3 pretty good starters in that series. Go to sfgiants.com/tickets. Here's Mathis, the catcher, and a big swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike. Mathis hitting at 273. What was that?
A curveball. And a good one. Started the at bat with a slider, then comes back with a curveball. Perfect location in 0-1 count.
It's this one deep to Blanco, and Blanco's going to put it away. 1 out.
What do you say we make that our Ford right choice? We're talking about the starts that Blanco gets, Kershaw, Greinke, and now Fernandez. Well, and he does this. Going back on a ball hit well, backs it up, and gathers it in. It's nice having a center fielder out there playing left field, too.
I wonder who's out there that's better than Blanco.
He's had a great career as a Giant.
Strike to Fernandez, who's 1 for 4.
I mean, Blanco has had so many big moments.
0-1 to Fernandez. Down low.
And we're going to show you how he gobbles this up.
Sweet
on our
spot.
Expo. It's brought to you by your local Toyota dealer.
Sweet spot.
Santa Rosa.
1 ball and 1 strike. Swing. And a miss. 1 and 2. Fernandez has looked at Peavy like, you saved that one for me.
And Fernandez is a pretty good hitter, too. I
Yes,
mean,
he is.
He's no duck up there. I mean, he's got a pretty good clue with that bat in his hand. Just tried to bring that 2-seamer back on the outside corner. With the movement, come back a wee bit outside.
Up the middle and a base hit. Here's our Geico quote. Jeff Samardzija on his first game in front of the Giants fan base. It felt good. It's a very educated fan base with high standards. You want to live up to those standards when you come to play in a park like this. As a new guy, you want to prove your worth and prove you belong on the team. Hopefully they saw something they liked. I think they did. Here's D. Gordon. Gordon popped up to open up the ball game, and he takes a strike. Fernandez at first, second hit for the Marlins. Fouled out of play, 0-2.
Good changeup. Everything that he's thrown tonight, too, has been just about knee-high on both sides of the plate. Right person got it, too. They've got their colors on Saturday night. Jake Peavy throwing to first base, almost picked off Brandon Belt.
Yeah, I think he did.
Can't be picking off your first baseman.
another souvenir.
I mean, that bat is making contact with the ball. It's not making any noise. And that's not usually a problem, making solid contact for Gordon, who last year was the National League batting champion.
Won a Gold Glove.
Silver Slugger Award, had more hits than anybody else in all of baseball.
Pops this one up. It'll be Duffy at third. Yeah, we wanted to make sure Nathan got a baseball, so Amy G delivered one that was signed and delivered one that was unsigned. You need one to look at and one to play catch with.
That's exactly right.
You get a gamer pin. He's got his Wisconsin shirt.
Got his Badger sweatshirt on.
Oh my goodness. Joe Pavelski pitches in tight, and it's a ball, 1 ball and no strikes. They're telling us in the truck that Joe had 5 goals in the first round.
Yeah, that's what we said. He really was the leader in that first round.
This is a drive out into Triples Alley. Is anybody going to get there? They're not. Fernandez is going to score, and that's a triple for Marcell Ozuna, and it's 2-1.
Well, he had a good at bat against Peavy in the first inning. Really squared up a hard hit ground ball to Crawford here. Takes the two-seamer coming back. Not a hanger either. It's down, but he goes and gets it, and he does what you're supposed to do with that type of movement. Inside out it. Basically right there, he tells you how strong he is.
Well, hitting a perfect spot in this ballpark for a pitcher to score from first. And here's Yelich. And he takes a pitch low, 1 ball and no strikes. Yelich drew a walk in the first. I mean, Peavy could play around a little bit with Yelich. I understand that Giancarlo Stanton is the guy on deck, but Stanton is cold right now.
And Yelich is hot.
Yes, he is.
Red hot. 3 hits last night, 3 doubles last night.
It really is, I guess, pick your poison. Tap slowly. Who's going to make the play? Peavy does. Wow, great play. That's a terrific play. So the Giants hang on. They still lead 2-1.
Togo's big play the Togo's way. You will not see a better play by a pitcher. Jake Peavy had to hurry. Yelich gets down that line well. And really, you think about how he falls off of the mound. A lot of movement towards the first base line. He had to back up, come over, slide into a bare hand, and shoot him down. That is our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
I thought trouble from the minute it left the bat.
And in the end, it wasn't even close. That's how good it was.
Span struck out in the first inning. The Giants with a 2-1 lead. And Span with a mighty rip and a foul back. 1 ball and 1 strike. A run on 3 hits for the Marlins. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Giants. And a shot right off of Fernandez into center field for a base hit.
Yeah, he says he's okay. See Span go up the middle a lot. It looked to me like majority of that contact was on the mitt. He's mad he didn't make the play.
So here's Panic. Panic singled in the first. Had a nice at bat as he lined one to left field. And it's wide. 1-0.
I see it where this thing goes back up. Glove, leg, right between.
Wow.
Just a glancing blow off the right leg. He got lucky there.
So Span with 3 steals on the year with his lead. And Fernandez throws it wide. I say about Fernandez, when he stops, from when he stops to home plate, it's pretty quick.
Yeah, remember he's 6'3", 245. He's a big fella.
And at times it almost looks like he doesn't stop.
Jeff Mathis, the catcher for the Marlins, got a cannon too. So this combination not an easy to steal off of.
Two balls and a strike. Runner goes, and the throw down, and now they got Span in a rundown, and Moore's going to tag him. So it may have been that it was a hit and run, and Joe Panic just did not get enough of it.
Well, he doesn't get a very good pitch to do anything with. I mean, it ends up being almost like a semi pitch out. There's the and on a hit run as a base stealer, you're not going to get the best of jump. You have to make sure that that pitcher goes home.
That's just unfortunate for the hitter.
It's one of those situations where the pitch was so bad it was great.
It's also one where the manager, you know, it's a good idea until that happens, and then you just kick yourself for putting it on. But
well, I mean,
you don't know.
Hasn't really had a pitch that wild in any of the 50 pitches that he's throwing.
Down the line, foul.
Heads up.
The walk.
Career comparison. I mean, what this guy does at home is remarkable. 18-1, only been beaten 1 time in 28 starts with an ERA of 1.61. On the road, however, in 22 starts, just 5 wins and a very normal 3.70 ERA. But boy, you get him in the home unis, and he is tough. The only other time the Giants faced him were back in Miami in the first start after he came off as Tommy John, and he got a win. Went 6 strong innings.
Duffy with a base hit in the first inning. So Panic with a single and a walk. Foul again as that pitch was out over the plate.
Sun reflecting off the buildings. Beautiful evening in the bay.
60 degrees first pitch. Out of play again. Buster Posey on deck. Tap foul, and we'll do it again.
Really 2 pitches in a row and 0-2 counts that he really has gotten lazy with his location. And I think at times guys with great stuff will be that way. They just don't believe anybody can hit their stuff. And they do make location mistakes.
And finally, Fernandez wins the battle on a pitch in the dirt, 2 down.
Well, that's how you take advantage of 0-2 leverage right there. And as quick as his slider is, you just throw that thing down there below the strike zone in the dirt and see if you're going to get a fisherman. And he does.
Buster knocked in a run with an RBI single in the first. 2-1 Giants here in the bottom of the third. And a bit off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Nope. 2-0.
Fernandez wanted that one. Pitch count has been high all night for Fernandez. Next pitch will be 59. So he didn't want a base hit. He wants a dinger.
Yep. And a 2-0 curveball, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
That's respect.
Not likely Buster Posey is going to be sitting on that pitch. And he might see it again here. Two and two.
Change up. So 2 off-speed pitches in the 2-0 count and the 2-1 count, and he evens it up 2-2. And I don't know if you can throw a better change up than that. Posey definitely not looking off speed. Mathis wanted to go back inside with a fastball. Fernandez shook off. Slider.
And that'll end the inning. 4 strikeouts total through 3. It's 2-1 Giants.
clean, crisp Coors Light. Giancarlo Stanton has 10 home runs in the 31 games that both he and Fernandez have started together. And in those games, Miami is 9-0, while Fernandez has compiled a 1.45 ERA and Stanton has hit a home run. Those are our cold hard facts, brought to you by clean, crisp Coors Light.
Here's Stanton. He popped out to Belt in the first inning. And he takes a strike on the inside corner, away from the target, 0-1. Pulled on the ground, foul, look out. And
our ball dude, Don Rhodey. Don, you don't want to get in front of that ground ball.
Low, 1-2. Yeah, the rule of the thumb is if Stanton hits it, get out of the way if you're a ball dude.
Yeah.
Just get out of the way. Nope, outside and low, 2-2.
Pretty easy take there in a 1-2 count. Wanted to throw a breaking ball, but he wanted it a little more inviting than that. So you waste 2 opportunities and you go from a 1-2 to a 3-2. Stanton just really not that impressed with those last 2 breaking balls.
Got him. Let's check in with Amy G.
Hey guys, you recognize this guy? Matt Duffy bobblehead giveaway night. It's sponsored by PG&E. We have a couple special guests. I'm going to introduce you right now to Dr. Cara Field. She's a veterinarian at the Marine Mammal Center in Sausalito. And Matt Duffy recently visited you. And just tell us the relationship that's started and the awareness you're trying to raise.
Sure thing. So the California sea lion in particular is in crisis, as are many of our marine mammals. And our oceans are also really in crisis as well. So we're on the front lines of that, responding and rescuing and rehabilitating these injured marine mammals. But it's more than that. It's really a bigger environmental problem. So environmental sustainability is really critical for not just our patients, but for all of us.
So that brings in Rob Black. You're with PG&E. You're Senior Director of Community Relations. You've forged this relationship with the Marine Mammal Center. Just tell us about the environmental sustainability efforts you're making.
Well, it's been a real pleasure to work with the Marine Mammal Center to help them become more environmentally sustainable. So we've helped put solar panels on their facilities. And this year we also added electric vehicle chargers. And we support their Sea to School program as well. So it's been a great partnership with them and a great partnership with the Giants.
All right, and Giants fans, keep your eye on Skeeter Duffy, a sea lion that we're hoping to release back into the wild soon, right? All right. Thank you, both of you, Dwayne and Mike.
All right, good stuff. And while that was going on, Justin Bour with another hit, this one down the right field line. So now it'll be Derek Dietrich with 1 out and 1 aboard. Giants leading 2-1. And a strike on the inside corner.
Front door sinker, nice. Nice pitch. Here's the swing of the bat from Bour, who just whistles one down the right field line. And a nice play from Hunter Pinch to hold that to a single.
Oh, 2.
Oh, that's 2 perfect pitches. He goes front door with sink. Can't get off a swing, strike 1. Back door with a little backdoor slider. Just nibbles on that outside corner. 0-2, still hadn't swung the bat. Posey slowing it down. Now Posey suggested a breaking ball. Says let's go back on that outside corner and try and nibble that outside. Peavy shook it off. When a catcher suggests it, though, he'll think about it. Change up.
Outside, 1-2.
Fastball with 2 strikes. He throws about, well, he throws everything with 2 strikes. And that's what you have to do. Good numbers.
Two and two.
I like the pitch, a 1-2 sinker down below the zone, because if a guy swings at it, a good chance you might get a double play.
And you can tell that's clearly what he was trying to do. Two balls, 2 strikes.
So he threw that fastball on that outside corner with 2-seam movement, and he wants to throw a changeup that same location.
A long pause and a foul back. It stays at 2-2.
Dietrich really not fooled. He had good lower body in that swing. But I like the 2-pitch sequence, the 2-seam sinker, and then followed up with a 2-seam changeup. I mean, it's pretty deceptive in the eye of the hitter.
Blanco will give chase, and it's going to come back. And he puts it away. I thought that was in the seats.
So did Dietrich. One thing you learn here as a corner outfielder playing left field at AT&T, you pursue everything over on that side of the field because the wind will bring it back. Yep, gamer babes. They like that play.
Plus it's friendly territory down there.
You are bitching.
Here's Echeverria. And a strike on the inside corner. I think Gregor Blanco heard that and he said, yeah, I know.
Well,
I don't know what it means, but I know.
I think she meant it too.
Echeverria bounced into a double play in the second. Inside corner, 0-2.
He's just using his movement beautifully to take out those corner locations. I mean, that was a breaking ball, a little cut slider. It started off in the plate inside Echeverria, and he gave up on it. And then, whoop, last minute, it sneaks back in the strike zone.
Breaking ball hit on the ground to Panic, and that'll end the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. And for the Giants, it'll be Belt, Pence, and Crawford coming up. 2-1 San Francisco.
San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
Well, the Giants Insider Podcast is live on CSNBayArea.com, and you can log on each week as Insider Alex Pavlovich talks baseball. Pavlovich, CSNBayArea.com, also available on iTunes. The lovely Martha's here.
And Belt chases one he'd like to have back.
If you're pitching, the guy swings at a pitch like that and misses it like that. At some point in time, if you get to a 2-strike count, you're going to throw it again, same spot.
Belt takes wide. Belt sacrificed fly in the first, and right now it's the difference in this game. And that's pulled past Billy Hayes. Nice play.
Yeah, now
Louis.
it's in the 1-2 count. Let's take a look at our ball dude.
Louis
Abadesco. No way, Louis.
Louis, if you're going to feel the ball like that, make sure you got a cup on. Outside, 2-2.
I don't think it's legal to wear a cup if you're a ball dude.
I'll tell you what, though, Louis got the good-looking spikes. He's made a phone call there. Belt stays alive. We've seen some really bad shoes on our ball dudes. Louis not one of them.
No, he's styling. Takes it seriously.
Look at his helmet is polished. Okay.
On the other side, we've got Don Rohde with the first pair of tennis shoes ever made at Costco.
Well, those are shoes that you can buy those online. The advertisement's simple. You can wear them to church. You can wear them bowling. You can wear them. A pickup basketball game breaks out. And if you want to be a ball dude, you can wear them for that too. And Belt takes ball 4, no swing.
Wow, that's a break.
Yeah, I don't think Fernandez is buying it.
He is not. And this is a big pitch. I mean, it's 3-2. I mean, that's not a bad pitch location-wise, and I think that may be what he's upset about, and it could have been called on the swing too.
Here's Pence. Pence struck out looking in the first.
Saying, what was that ball? I think he's got a good argument.
And Pence looks at a strike. No balls and a strike. Hunter Pence waiting with Crawford to follow. And that pitch is just wide to even the count. Giants scored 2 in the first. The Marlins came back with 1 in the third. Right field line. That's a base hit. Stanton playing way off the line. It dies down into the corner, and Belt being held up wisely. With nobody out, wisely.
Well, and with D. Gordon, the cutoff man, and his arm, wisely. But this is exactly what the Giants have been waiting for, and it started to show last night's ball game. This pitch is off the plate away, and Pence just reaches out and barrels it and goes with that direction. Pitch away, go to right field. And Brandon Belt had a good jump, but 2 good arms, 2 great arms. Stanton being one of them, one of the best arms in baseball right there. D. Gordon, you're just not going to take a chance, not with no outs.
And now Crawford, who lined a shot to right field that was caught by Stanton in the second inning. And this is blocked by Mathis. Giants with an opportunity to add on here in the fourth. Belt at third, Pence at second. High and fouling out of play. About 30 rows back of the Giants dugout.
And he was on it. That's a 1-0 getting in breaking ball. He got a little lazy with, and Crawford had nice balance through the swing, and he just missed it.
One ball and one strike. Crawford again out of play, nearly in the same spot. Down low.
That's such a tough take. That's a perfect pitch with that slider in a 1-2 count. And really, he could go down in the dirt 2 more times. He's got an open base. And as hard and as quick as that slider is, it's just not that easy to lay off if you're down the count in protect mode.
Yeah, it's important at bat because if Blanco comes up, if Crawford does make an out, they could walk him. Nothing that Brandon Crawford doesn't know.
A great arm in center, great arm in right, none arm in left. Ooh, again a nice location 2-2, and again a nice take.
I can only think, Mike, that Crawford's seeing it pretty well coming out of Fernandez's hand.
That's the only way you have a chance against that hard slider. I mean, those are perfect pitches from Fernandez's perspective. And again, with the base open at first base, he does not have to give in to him here.
Absolutely. Might throw the same pitch.
He might throw the same pitch.
So 3-2 to Brandon Crawford. Giants runners at second and third. Got him.
Change up. I mean, he really made 3 quality pitches, and this is absolutely perfect given the situation and an open base. He doesn't care if he throws a strike with it, so he throws at the bottom of the strike zone. He just let the lack of velocity take it below the zone and hope he chases.
So they're going to walk Blanco. Peavy will have a chance to help himself. Samardzija was fabulous at the plate.
Well, 2 times they set the table for him, and 2 times he delivered. This time with the bases loaded and RBI. Then later in the game, he goes to left field and knocks in a couple more. A 3 RBI night for Samardzija. And the skipper likes that.
So here's Peavy. Low, 1-0. Outfield very shallow. I mean, very shallow. This is shallow as you're going to ever see an outfield play.
Well, they're just not expecting a lot off the bat head of Peavy if he makes contact in the outfield. And average speed with Belt. He's got pretty good speed once he gets going at third.
Line drive, base hit. Belt scores. Pence scores. And the big hits are coming from the pitchers. How about that?
Well, Fernandez got him in a 1-0 count, and he had to come in the strike zone, and I just think he just felt he doesn't have a whole lot of respect for any pitcher. Not with his stuff. And Peavy makes him pay. This is right there. That's room service. And Peavy, who hit 190 last year, that's good for a pitcher. Really helps himself out. And the Giants have it set up to go big here.
So here's Span.
So the rest of the staff put a little pressure on Bumgarner as to who the best pitcher is, the best hitting pitcher. Stay tuned, as I think that's going to intensify as the season wears on.
Although I didn't know it bumps them. So you're going to go by stats? Span takes wide.
And meanwhile, the pitch count rolls on. I mean, that's 85 pitches here in the fourth. Normally, you like a guy to be 60 pitches or less. You can get an idea of just how high above the norm of Fernandez is at 85.
So there's a strike. It's now 1-2.
Good changeup. 32 pitches in the first, and then in the 20s in both the third and the fourth. And most of his night has been in the stretch.
Span down the left field line. That's going to be a souvenir. Jake Peavy. 3 for 5 on the season with 3 RBIs. At second is Blanco. Peavy aboard at first. Hit on the ground. They get 1 and they get 2. And that'll end the inning. Giants score twice on the Peavy base hit. It's 4-1 San Francisco.
On CSN Bay Area is brought to you by T-Mobile. Get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year.
Well, check out the Giants Grad Pack. It's the perfect gift for a graduate this spring. Tickets to 2 Giants games plus a class of 2016 Giants cap with an orange tassel. $39. That's how they all start. For more information on the Grad Pack, sfgiants.com/mini packs. Here's Jeff Mathis to lead things off. Mathis looks at a strike.
So Jake Peavy trying to have a shutdown inning here.
A little chilly here, isn't it?
Yeah, it feels good to be back in Northern California.
Mathis pops it up. Belt now calling off Peavy.
But tonight that wind's got a little bite to it.
Yeah.
Hey, Warriors, Rockets, game 4 tomorrow at 11:30 a.m. Warriors playoff central, and then game 5 will be Warriors taking on the Rockets Wednesday, and that time will be announced. Hour-long coverage before game 4 on Warriors playoff central 11:30. Game 5 with Fitz, JP, and Roz will be on CSN Bay Area, so check it out. And go Dubs.
Dubs sweatshirt. And pretty good pitch, called the ball, 1-0.
I mean, how cool is it to have the Sharks and the Warriors in the playoffs doing well? The Sharks going on to second level now, second tier of the playoffs.
How cool is it for Joe Pavelski? Day off. Where does he go?
Go to the yard.
Takes the wife and the kid to the yard. One ball and 1 strike. Crawford can't get it. Another base hit for Fernandez. He's 2 for 2. Oh, he said he could hit.
Well, it wasn't really a hanger either. He threw him a breaking ball down, and he just went there and hooked it. Right down around the knees over the plate. 2 for 2. Yeah, he can hit.
Here's D. Gordon. He's popped out twice, both times to Matt Duffy. A strike, and it's 0-1. Duffy in at third. And the pitch is wide. Went 1 ball and 1 strike to D. Gordon. Pitch number 63 coming up for Peavy. One and 2. I give those numbers not to suggest that it means anything, but the way the 100 pitch mark now has become such an important number, you just give those numbers to see how close you are to that. I mean, was it 25 years ago they didn't even count how many pitches a guy had. Well, maybe. Swing and a miss by Gordon.
Well, he gets him to go chasing that ball in the dirt. I don't think Gordon's seeing him at all tonight. That's an 0 for 3. Second strikeout for Peavy, and it's a big one.
Remember the pitching coach or somebody would have a counter?
They have a counter, but they would never tell you about it.
No.
I mean, what got you out of a ball game was when you started to elevate location. If you had knee-high location throughout most of the game, then all of a sudden that ball started getting up around the waist, they started figuring you were tired. That could be 125, 135, 140 pitches.
And I mentioned the 100 pitch. Bruce Jenkins made a note of it today in his 3-Dot Lounge article, and about how that has become such an important number. And I don't think he was necessarily
advocating that pitchers needed to come out at 100, but it is a number right now that you got to keep an eye on. 0-1 to Ozuna, who tripled in the third.
He's got 2 good at bats against Peavy.
This time he breaks his back and he bounces out. For the Giants, Panic, Duffy, and Posey. 4-1 San Francisco.
Shut.
My partner's 21 season by sponsoring the commemorative bobblehead that'll be given away on August 28th. Our McDonald's True Stories goes back 30 years ago yesterday when Mike picked up his 3rd win of the '86 season by pitching the Giants to a 10-3 win over the Dodgers in front of 22,408 at the stick. I always said, and I'll say it today, you get Mike 10 runs, we got a chance to win.
You bet.
Good job. Way to go, partner.
That would pick me up. Okay. Yeah, the power of 10 runs.
Hit out to center field for Ozuna. I wonder if there were 10 early runs or if they came late. Somebody will check the box score. Danny will check the box score.
I'd like to tell you I remember that game, but I don't.
Oh, 7 in the first. Cruise control, baby.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
At the stick in front of 22,000. Duffy with a swing and a miss. He struck out in the third. Did come up with a big single in the first. If the Giants got 7 in the first, that means you hit in the first.
Yeah.
And you knocked in a run.
Well, hey.
Oh, man. This is going to be a great promo all year long. Are we going to do any of Mike's losses?
No. You forget about the losses. You exaggerate the wins. That's how it goes.
Well, the beauty of that season, it was my first season broadcasting. So there. And we probably did that game.
And you were good.
It was sandwiched in between Phil Stone and Joe Morgan.
2 good guys.
Yep. Duffy, base hit right field. Stanton over. And that's the Matt Duffy that we saw a lot of last year.
Yeah, another 2-hit night for Duffy. As he keeps bringing that batting average up. Inside out. Let the movement come back to you. You hear hitting instructors say let the ball travel. It just means let it get in deep. Don't be so anxious to pull the ball. That ball was fat. I mean, that was a pitch up around the belly.
Posey. 6-4-3, and that's going to end the inning. After 5, 4-1 Giants.
Is Cinco de Mayo here at AT Park. Your special event package will include a ticket to see the Giants take on the Rockies and access to the pregame Cinco de Mayo Fiesta and a collector's edition Cinco de Mayo Lucille bobblehead. Go to sfgiants.com/special events and check it out.
Hey, it's 4-1 Giants. Those were the 2 flap down lids that were handed out last night in honor of Jeffrey Leonard.
We're going to see those all year.
As Yelich stands in. And for those of us that were big Johnny Carson fans, for us it was Floyd R. Turbo night.
Floyd R. Turbo. That's the original double flapper.
Oh, I went to YouTube today and watched a few of Johnny Carson's skit with Floyd R. Turbo and Art Fern. I laughed hard.
Well, I mean, where you were raised in Racine, Wisconsin, I mean, everybody in the state had one of those hats.
Yeah, except we didn't. My dad did not allow that into the house. Up high, 2 balls and 1 strike. I was on radio last night, and Dave Fleming, no clue. No clue.
As to who Johnny Carson was?
Well, Floyd R. Turbo, Johnny Carson, Art Fern, and a base hit for Yelich. And that'll bring up Stanton. Stanton is 0 for 2. A pop up and a strikeout. So Peavy going after Stanton out of the stretch. And it runs inside for a ball, 1-0. See, career home run leaders, Stanton's on top, then Uggla, Ramirez, Mike Lowell. Remember, Miguel Cabrera started out his career.
He had some hitters run through that organization.
There's a strike. Posey's throw is a little late. Corey Guerin's starting to get loose. Mark Gardner also in the picture.
Stephen Okert, the lefty, coming in to start heating it up.
Swing and a miss. 1-2.
Curveball.
I don't think Bruce Bochy's going to let this inning go sideways for Peavy, so he's got them both up. Quick toss. Yelich back. The hit by Yelich, that's number 6 in the game for the Florida Marlins. Another toss. 6 hits for the Miami Marlins. Overshift is on for Stanton. Got him.
Another breaking ball, and he gets him the chase. 2 times he went to that side of the plate out of the strike zone down, and 2 times Stanton could not lay off. Well, you watch his batting practice today. In the first 2 rounds, he was doing nothing but going to right field because he knows he's pulling off the ball. That left shoulder just flies, and you can't get a great look at the strike zone, and you wind up swinging at balls on the dirt. But those are 2 good pitches, though.
Now here's Bohr, who's had 2 good at bats against Peavy. And he takes wide. The overshift is on. Crawford to the right of second base. Duffy the lone defender, and he's playing right in that hole. Justin Bohr broke the Giants' hearts a couple of times last year.
Right on top of the plate. He's a middle-in guy. Slightly open stance.
One ball and 1 strike.
Keeping that pitch above the belt. I mean, just the way that Bohr gets in the box. I mean, he's kind of got the Matt Stairs feel about it. He's just looking to yank something over the wall in right field. I don't think there's anything wrong with having a guy who's just a dead pull hitter in your lineup.
Comes up and in. 2 balls and a strike.
You know, some of the old ballparks that really had a short porch in right field. Yankee Stadium, Tiger Stadium. They always had dead pull guys.
Yep. And Peavy got Justin Bohr way out in front, and Crawford's going to make the catch.
Good changeup.
And here's Derek Dietrich. Dietrich tonight has reached on a fielder's choice, and he's popped out to Gregor Blanco. 78 pitches for Jake Peavy. And the pitch is low. 1 ball and no strikes.
Just deliberately kind of holding the stretch, knowing he's going to throw a changeup, hoping the guy would get antsy and just threw that changeup down below the strike zone. And from Dietrich's perspective, and he's been a hot hitter. He's been staying in the strike zone. That was a pretty good pitch, pretty good take.
Hit well into the gap, but nobody's going to get there. And this is going to short hop the wall. 1 run's going to score. It's Yelich, and it's now 4-2.
Nice opposite field at bat. Comes at him with a two-seam fastball and just kind of lays it over the middle. We haven't seen many mistakes over the middle of the plate all night long from Peavy. And this is one, and to a hot hitter who takes that movement, finds the opposite gap.
So here's Echeverria, who's bounced out twice. And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Peavy takes a look to second. Hunter Pence is going to get there, and this is going to end the inning. A run on 2 hits for the Giants. Bell, Pence, and Crawford coming up.
Park. It's the only one offering this amazing virtual reality experience. We are at the AT Cafe. It's the social media hub here at AT Park. If you haven't been here, you got to check it out. This is their new addition. It's virtual reality. You can use these chairs, guys, that turn 360 degrees. They're gamer chairs, and you are exported to the Giants spring training experience, which we're showing you up on this screen, but you're actually in it. Like, you feel like you're stretching with these guys. You feel like you're throwing. You're right underneath Bumgarner when he throws a pitch. It's actually indescribable. You feel like you are there. It's a free thing here at AT&T Park. Again, it's at the AT Cafe, virtual reality. Just come by, ask these great people that work with the Giants to help you out. They'll start it up, and you are going to spring training. And then in May, they're going to switch the video, so it'll keep changing. I think May is opening day, so it only gets better. Dwayne and Mike, have you done this? This is so cool. Well, Mike has done it. I got 2 observations. One, it looks like maybe some people just really think those chairs are comfortable.
Yep. Yeah, that guy right there looks like he is not leaving the chair.
We'll be there at Wednesday at the end of the homestand.
But I did do it, Amy, and it's really cool. It's it puts you right on the field. I mean, you can hear intimate conversations. Fernandez is throwing 3 pitches all in the same spot. All of them could have been called strikes. He gets one of them.
He's got a different opinion on every pitch. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Would be number 100 for Fernandez. Ooh. He just missed that one.
Pence on the ground right at the first baseman, Bohr. 2 outs. And here's Crawford.
I don't think Don Mattingly was going to allow Fernandez to get back into a stretch, which is why they've had a left-hander in their bullpen. Iggy, the lefty that just got activated today. Martin Prado has left the team on paternity leave, and in his absence, they brought up another pitcher. So Cody Iggy in the pen.
Here's Crawford. You not have a broadcast partner by that name?
Higgy.
What was Higgy?
Dennis Higgins.
Two and 0 to Crawford. Gregor Blanco on deck, 2 outs. Big hop for Bohr, and that'll end the inning. Through 6 innings, Giants are leading 4-2. Toyota game summary brought to you by, of course, your local Toyota dealer. Giants are leading 4-2. Ozuna and Dietrich have RBIs. Buster Posey an RBI single. Giants scored 2 in the first inning, and then 2 again in the fourth. So Peavy going after Mathis, and Peavy slows it down, and the throw to first, and they got him. What a nice play by Joe Panik.
You know, I thought it was questionable that he was going to be able to get to it, but then getting to it, I didn't think he'd be able to get his feet underneath him to get a throw, and in the end, right over the bag, and it's not even close. So big leagues all around from Panik, and then on the other end with Belt digging it out of the dirt.
Did we get a 1-4-3 on that, or just a 4-3?
I couldn't tell. Did it hit Peavy? Beautiful. Winds up being a 1-pitch out.
And your attention, please, for Miami. Pinch hitting for Jose Fernandez, number 19, Miguel Rojas.
Miguel Rojas is pinch hitting. And a strike from Peavy, and it's 0-1. There's Javi Lopez. Oh, 2. Pretty good slider.
He's been fantastic. Curveball, slider, his changeup. Good, great movement, location with the fastball tonight. He really has pitched beautifully.
So it's 1-2 now to Rojas. D. Gordon is on deck. Greg Breslow is getting loose. Giants will have Blanco, Peavy, Span, Panic, a bunch of lefties coming up. So it's 2-2.
Really have gone after Rojas with soft stuff. Staying away.
He's 3 for 9 on the season. Got him.
And sets up the fastball. He goes two-seam movement, brings it back around the outside corner and just tucks it in the zone. Beautiful pitch. He really stretched the target, and Posey does not move his glove. In Rojas' mind, he thought that was away. Should have expanded.
Here's D. Gordon, 0 for 3. And the pitch, and Gordon takes a strike. Oh and 1 to D. Gordon. On the ground to Panic. Side retired. Maybe we might hear that famous line from Jim Davenport to you. You got one more in you?
It could happen. He's been really good.
Here it's a 4-2 lead for the Giants when it's time for a change. Think Speedy oil change and auto service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts. It's Craig Breslow, the lefty, who comes into the ball game to face Gregor Blanco.
Breslow off to a nice start. This will be the 9th game that he has come into. Product of Yale University, an Ivy Leaguer, and he's a finesse guy. I mean, I guess you would expect that out of Yale.
Yeah.
4-pitch guy. You're going to see a high 80s type fastball. He'll sink and cut, curveball, slider, changeup, and good command.
So Blanco will lead things off, and he takes a belt-high strike. Blanco's 0 for 1. Both teams with 7 hits. Kelby Tomlinson has grabbed a bat, so Peavy's Night is over as Blanco waves at the next pitch, and it's 0-2. Handshakes all the way around, as it should be.
And those are the handshakes you look forward to as a starting pitcher. I mean, you go 7 innings, you've done your job. You've kept your team in the game. You've protected your bullpen. Jake Peavy tonight was dealing through 90 pitches.
Very nice. Outside to Blanco, 1-2. Blanco deep into right center field. This one is a big hopper up against archway number 7. Blanco on the move, and they're going to put on the stop sign. It's a triple.
Well, he jumped on that one. I just don't think he's that impressed with the Ivy League. Little fastball left right over the middle of the plate, and Blanco absolutely launches it into Triples Alley. I mean, that's a round tripper in any other ballpark, including Miami. And once he finds Triples Alley, he's thinking 3 bags. And he is just stroking all the way into third. Stand up 3-bagger.
Tomlinson will hit with the infield in.
The Shark.
And he takes a strike, and it's 0-1. Tomlinson hitting at 125. He's 2 for 16. And we all know he's a better hitter than that.
Infield in.
And a base hit to left field. And it's 5-2. A triple and a single.
Well, you come off the bench in a pinch hit roll, and you give your team a little insurance with a nice RBI single. And for the Shark heading back into friendly waters, high fives.
Friendly waters it is.
Giants have 2 Sharks on the team.
They do.
The White Shark, Gregor Blanco, and Jeff Samardzija, the Shark.
So we have the White Shark and the wide receiver Shark.
Well, Samardzija got the nickname because of he resembled Bruce the Shark in Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
And if you've seen that movie, it's a pretty good call. Whoever hung the label on him, that's a good one.
Low and away, blocked by Mathis. 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, clubhouse nicknames, they're pretty good.
Yeah,
guys don't miss.
And there's another Shark. The captain, Pavelski.
Good call, guys in the truck. That babe.
Coming off of 5 goals in the first round of the playoffs against the Kings.
Foul back. It's 1-2. All right. If Truck thinks they're that good, find another one.
Yeah. Well, there's another one.
Well, yeah, but. One ball and 2 strikes.
But I like Joe Pavelski here with his wife and his son watching hardball.
Day off.
They don't get many days off. We were in Los Angeles, and we were staying in the same hotel as the Sharks were, and the Sharks were playing the first 2 games of their playoffs with the Kings, of which they both won. And we're all sitting around having coffee one morning, and all of a sudden we see these guys coming one by one out of the elevator, all with suits on.
Yeah.
Going to a skate around with suits on at 9 in the morning.
And I'm going to tell you about false hustle here in a minute. Here's the 2-2, and it's hit foul. And then false hustle, of all the people we saw that morning, was Randy Hahn in a suit. It's like you're supposed to read your paper in the morning in flip-flops and a t-shirt. But here comes Randy, and he was looking good.
He was looking good. There's Joe Pavelski.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Oh, good take, 3-2.
I'll say this about the Sharks, though. They look pretty classy.
They did.
They look good.
Yeah, they did. And there wasn't just one guy lingering. There was in packs of 7 or 8. Three and 2. Slapped on the ground and a base hit. Tomlinson says, I'm going to get to third. He does. And the Giants now with runners at the corners. Nothing really special about that. He just hit a ground ball in the hole.
Just dropped the head. They set an outside target. And it kind of middle-ended. And there's that ground ball finding the hole. And with Kelby Tomlinson's speed, even with the strength of the arm of Giancarlo Stanton in right field, an easy take of third. So we're going to see Juan Nieves, the pitching coach, kind of come out. This meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central Business Communications made simple. And this meeting, really more than anything else, is just allow the bullpen to get hot.
Well, for Breslow, this is where you don't want one of those innings where it's going to take you 2 months to get your ERA back down.
Well, he's been stellar coming out of their bullpen all year long. He hadn't had a night like this. You see Brian Morris, the right-hander, finishing off his throws. He should be just about ready to go.
Breslow in 9 innings only allowing 1 run.
So Reed Cornelius, the bullpen coach, down there with Brian Morris. This will be the last hitter that Breslow faces.
Yeah, he's really hit that spot about 5 times this inning. And the Giants hitters are not swinging at it. And there he gets a call. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Corner slider. Good 1-0 pitch right there. Nobody can look for that type of pitch in that type of location. 1-0. You may look breakable, but you're not going to look in a nasty location down and away. So Mathis, the catcher, coming out, giving his infield signs. Should Denard Span try and steal?
Runner goes. Throw down to second. And they got him. I'm sure the Giants will take a look at this.
We talked about the strong arm of Mathis. And the sign that he put on is Echeverria, the shortstop, was going to cover, and they were going to throw down. I don't know about this one. They may take a look at this.
He did end up staying on the bag.
I don't know if they ever touched him. And what have you got to lose if you're Bruce Bochy?
This replay review is presented by Xfinity.
Quinn Wolcott, the umpire at second base, making the call.
So the guy who makes the call goes with the crew chief, right?
Yeah.
I believe that Span, like you believe, may be called safe.
I don't know if he ever touches him. And he did not. And he's safe. And they just showed that same replay here in the ballpark, and everybody saw it. I mean, he's safe. That should be a stolen base.
So Breslow, while this is a time where we're waiting, he just keeps throwing out on the mound. And for the Giants in their bullpen, it's Hunter Strickland.
Well, Denard Span has not taken his helmet off, and I think that tells you alone right there that he feels he was safe.
Well, the longer it takes to get him on the leg, Mike.
I don't think so. I think by the time he touched him on the lower part of the leg below the knee, that he was already in contact with the bag. And I think the most definitive picture was the other one, because you really do see the leg get in there first.
Well, what I was about to say, the longer it takes, the more you start to think, well, maybe they're not seeing what we're seeing.
Well, we've seen 2 replays, and I don't know if they have any other looks at it.
Hey, well, while they're doing that, here's another look.
No, he's safe.
They called him out.
That's a bad call. But, I mean, that's the risk you run.
I don't believe that they thought they had a good enough look. Infield is in now with 1 out. It's 2 balls and a strike to Panic. And it's not going to matter. Panic drives this one into right center field. He will put on the brakes at first. Coming in to score is Tomlinson. And Joe Panic with a nice at bat, his second hit and his first RBI of the game.
And that's how you just erase the memory of the throw him out at second base. And with that swing of the bat, Don Mattingly coming out, we're going to see Brian Morris.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up in Smog Experts. We'll be back.
Baseball on CSN Bay Area is brought to you by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places. By Kelly Moore Paints, celebrating 70 years as your neighborhood paint store. By Xfinity, X1 from Xfinity will change the way you experience TV.
Well, the Giants have scored twice here in the 7th. It's now 6-2. And who's the new pitcher, Mike?
Brian Morris going to come in now for the Marlins. Nighttime that he has come in. He's off to a nice start. Morris in his 4th year at the big league level. He's 29 years old. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a mid-90s fastball, and he will sink and cut. Got a curveball slider. Go get him.
Buster Posey's on deck.
He's also got a change up.
Matt Duffy tonight. Giants have 11 hits. Duffy's got 2 of them. Dodgers win tonight. They beat the Rockies 4-1. Kente Maeda won again.
Pretty nice play right there from Jeff Mathis, Marlins catcher. That ball in the dirt. Let his chest protector be the glove and kept that ball in front of him. And Joe Panik had a good jump too. He saw this thing down the ground and he was off. Quick as a cat.
To right field and a base hit. And it's Duffy's 3rd hit. Well, we hadn't said this in a while, but we'll say it now. He can hit.
He can hit.
And it's his bobblehead night. Come on, he gets 3 hits on his bobblehead.
You got to get 3 hits on your bobblehead night. It's not a hanger either. I mean, that was a fastball really boring in on his hands. He fights off, just gets it over the outstretched glove of D. Gordon, who's got some hops. And he's upset. Gold Glove second baseman thinks he can catch everything. Saw the replay on the big screen. He was upset again.
Here's Buster Posey. Buster looking for a 2-hit night. He singled in a run in the 1st inning. Wrapped slowly to 3rd. Dietrich's got it. His throw is in time. Both runners advance.
That's one thing you just don't see Buster Posey get very often. That's an infield single. Even on a kind of a swinging bunt there with Dietrich at 3rd base and playing deep. Just doesn't have the speed to be able to take advantage of it.
Well, Belt's got an opportunity for a couple of RBIs. He picked one up in the 1st with a sacrifice fly. Low. Arizona beat the Pirates tonight 7-1. And the 1-0 to Belt. Nice play, Mathis again, 2-0. First base is open, so we don't know if Morris even has any intentions of throwing Belt to strike.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, with the right-handed hitting Hunter Pence on deck, it may be And now they're just going to put him on. Take that decision-making process completely away from the pitcher if you're Don Mattingly, the skipper, and say, hey, put him on. You have to believe that you have a guy out there that can throw strikes. And Morris is that guy.
Well, you can stay tuned immediately after Giants baseball for Esurance Giants post-game live. You get highlights, reaction, analysis. That's right, you get all of that, and it's coming up right after the game. You got a onesie at home?
No, I do not.
I don't either.
But
I'm not a onesie guy.
But they are. They're pulling it off.
Here's Pence. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
Perfect slider.
Panic at third, then it's Duffy at second. Belt at first. Giants have scored twice here in the seventh. Counts for the double down the right field line in the fourth. Day baseball tomorrow. And we'll have it for you right here on CSN Bay Area. Matt Cain against Adam Connolly. Nope, he's not going to get it. It's 2-1.
That breaking ball. 3 pitches, 3 breaking balls, just trying to pick that corner clean. Hunter Pence is hot. He has no problem going to right field if the guy stays on one side of the plate. You can see the reaction from Morris, not happy with that 2-1 pitch. And he's really put himself in a corner here. He's got to get in that strike zone. So he comes in with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. They set the target on the outside part of the plate. That thing comes across the plate middle in. And it winds up being a pretty good mistake. There's the target away. And you can see the ball coming on the inside corner. Her hard for Pence is intense.
Payoff pitch. He got him, and that's going to end the inning. Giants scored twice in the inning. They come up with 5 hits, 4 singles, and a double. And as we head to the 8th inning, Giants are leading this one 6-2. Giants with a 6-2 lead as we head to the 8th. And it'll be Hunter Strickland now on the mound facing Marcell Ozuna. 7 hits for the Marlins, 12 hits for the Giants, and a strike. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
See the numbers for Hunter Strickland. This is the 9th time that he's come into a game. 8 strikeouts against a couple of walks in 7 innings. Hard thrower, mid to high 90s with the velocity. He's got a slider and a split.
Going hard right now. It's 0-2. Of course, he always throws hard. It isn't like he takes stuff off of a pitch. He may in like 5 years, but not now.
Not now.
His trying to trick you days haven't started yet.
Oh, no. He's a way to go to the try to trick you.
And on 3 pitches. See you later. All right, let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, as you well know, the much anticipated return of Barry Bonds to AT Park happened yesterday, and as expected, he was welcomed warmly by the fans. A huge standing ovation as Don Mattingly sent him out to deliver the lineup card, and then in the middle of the game, again, they put him on the scoreboard, and he tipped his hat to the fans. He patted his heart. Before the game, Bonds said there was nothing strange about coming back here, that the Bay Area fans are his family. Gentlemen?
Well, he's from here. Grew up here, went to high school here, watched his dad play here.
Lives in the city now.
Watched his godfather play here. Takes that bike of his, goes across the Golden Gate Bridge. If he said to you and I, hey, you want to go on a bike ride? I'd probably have to say no.
Yeah, I'd have to win.
Because I think he probably bikes to win.
Yeah.
And I'm past that. In tight to Yelich.
Well, he really got into it when he got out of the game and he was away from baseball. I mean, he was doing 50 to 100 miles a day. I mean, he was really, and it showed. I mean, he's in great shape.
Swing and a miss, 2-2.
There haven't been many swings and misses from Yelich in this series.
No. Two and two.
Swing now!
Duffy.
Well, you can follow Giants baseball live with the MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment at any moment with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, and more. So download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
Here's Giancarlo Stanton, who's 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. If Stanton were ever to hit the glove, it would be off of a guy like Strickland.
Well, you're right. I mean, Strickland with a mid to high 90s type fastball, I mean, he would supply the power, and of course this guy would supply power, so it would be power on power. Just missed.
Two Giants have been fortunate. They've been able to get Stanton to swing at that pitch the entire series.
Well, Peavy had 2 strikeouts. Throw a lot of breaking balls out of the strike zone away tonight.
Got him. Finish him off at 96. Giants lead 6-2. Rockets game 4 tomorrow. And Warriors playoff central tomorrow at 11:30. Game 5, Warriors and Rockets, to be announced on CSN Bay Area. Warriors and Rockets playoff central tomorrow, 11:30. When it's time for Change Things Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and smog experts.
New pitcher now for the Marlins will be Cody Iggy. See what he did in New Orleans. He wouldn't really lighten it up, but he does have good stuff. He's a high sidearm delivery, slight crossover step, likes that first base side of the rubber. And when you face him, you're going to see a high 80s fastball with 2 types of movement. And he's got a real good changeup and a curveball. So that's what we know about him. We're seeing him live for the first time right here ourselves.
And here's Crawford. And Crawford takes a strike. Brandon Crawford 0 for 3 tonight. Pops this one up. Justin Bohr puts it away. 1 out.
Marlins had Martin Prado put on paternity leave, and they decided that they would beef up their bullpen by bringing up Iggy.
Well, he's about to face Gregor Blanco. Blanco in his last at bat opened up the 7th with a triple. One ball and 1 strike. Gregor Blanco flips one foul down the left field line and out of play.
So if you're Blanco, you had 3 starts this year: Kershaw, Greinke, and tonight Fernandez. Would you rather face one of those 3 guys or Cody Iggy?
The other 3 guys.
So the funky sidearm and lefty, not fun, huh?
Down the right field line. And it's off of archway number 3. Blanco is going to go for 3. And he is going to make it. How about that? His 2nd triple of the game.
I think right now, the way he's feeling at the plate, he didn't care who he's facing.
You know, the thing about Blanco, he's not a tall guy, but boy, he's got some great strides.
Well, a mistake middle end, and he jumps all over it. And this is a big swing of the bat, because I thought he was going to stop off at second base, but like going over to third, he creates a runner at third base less than 2 out situation. So the extra 90 feet, huge. And he sees an opportunity and never slows it down.
Angel Pagan is going to hit. So Pagan's got a shot for an RBI. The infield will be in. And Cody Iggy right now is going to go after the switch hitter, Angel Pagan. Snap throw to third, where Blanco is a half a step off the bag.
Well, if you have a good arm like Mathis, why not show it off?
Show it off. 6-2 Giants trying to make it 7-2. And the pitch in the dirt. Mathis Nice play.
He's made a lot of nice plays tonight behind the plate. Another good block, especially the guy on third. Had a good night defensively. Not an easy one to block either.
Yeah, that's a good play. One and one. Lifted to left. And this is going to get in to Blanco. So Pagan with a sacrifice fly. It's 7-1.
Job well done.
It's amazing that extra 90 feet that Blanco took. He gets an RBI for Pagan. So here's Span. Span has 2 hits as he'll take a strike. And the 0-1 is outside for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike. Slowly hit, but Gordon is there, and that'll end the inning. Giants pick up a run. We'll head to the 9th. It's 7-2.
It's brought to you by Honda. No doubt about it tonight. Jake Peavy was fantastic. Really brought in great stuff tonight, but with exceptional command of that great stuff. He shaved both sides of the plate with everything he threw and just did it all. With the bat, he did it with the glove. He had the play of the night defensively. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
Hey, the bell is either arriving or departing. I'm not sure. As Lopez throws to Justin Moore.
So Javier Lopez coming in for the 10th time this year. He's going to face a couple of left-handers. Well, maybe not a couple, as they've changed the guy on deck.
Pence comes in and he can't get it. And that's the way it kind of has been going for Javi Lopez. Yep. And Bruce Bochy's coming out.
As soon as they announced the pinch hitter, Chris Johnson, the right-handed hitter. But this is really kind of how it's been. You saw the ERA really inflated. And it just seems right now, this whole month of April, Javier Lopez has not been able to get some breaks. And Hunter Pence almost makes an incredible play.
So Lopez departs. Good effort. Guerin arrives at the mound. It's 7-2 Giants. As Corey Guerin now comes in.
Take a look at the numbers for Guerin. Guerin 3.52 ERA, no record yet. And he's a high sidearm delivery with big time sink on the fastball. Give you a lot of different movements. And everything he throws can get a ground ball. And that's what he's looking for right now.
And Chris Johnson is the hitter. And a strike to Chris Johnson. The 0-1 pitch to Johnson. And this shot up the middle. Panic to Crawford. Double play.
And he gets it on the breaking ball. Doesn't have to be a sinker to put the ball on the ground. And he comes in as advertised and gets 2 outs on 1 pitch. A thing of beauty.
So here with 2 outs is Danny Echeverria. And the pitch is wide. 1 ball and no strikes.
So maybe Javier Lopez's luck is starting to change.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, he gave up a doink hit for it's happened like 4 times in early April where he gave up a doink hit or something and his run would score.
I know, it's been. This should do it. Pence, and that's the ball game. So the Giants trying to turn things around on this homestand. They win last night and they come back tonight and they beat the ace of this Marlins staff, Jose Fernandez,
And so a nice win. And now tomorrow you get greedy, right?
You absolutely get greedy, and you throw Matt Cain out there to try and get real greedy. But tonight it was Jake Peavy, who is just absolutely sound. And this does wonders for an offense when you beat an ace like Fernandez like they did tonight.
So tomorrow, behind Matt Cain, the Giants will try to pick up a sweep after getting swept by the Diamondbacks. Final score 7-2 Giants. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live with interviews in the wrap. That's going to start right now.